Is the housing market going to crash? What is happening here in Florida with those values, the craziness of the market right now? So if you have some time, just give me a minute. I'm going to explain what I predict is going to happen with the housing market. Let me tell you everything about it. Don't go anywhere. We're starting right now. Remember, before anything, that I can help you sell your home here in Weston, Florida or in Broward, and I can help you find a property, the property of your dreams as well, right here. Before we go any further, I want to tell you that, as you might know, the housing market is really crazy. Values are up. Everybody's desperate to buy a house. The multiple offer situation, everything is just like out of the blue. But you know the interest rates are historically lower, like ever before. That's one thing that comes into play in this crazy market. So what's the big deal about that? Remember that if before you can afford a house for $500,000 at a, let's say, 4.5% interest rate, right? Your mortgage payment was going to be something like this. But now, if you buy a house for $500,000 and you get an interest rate for, let's say, 2.9, 3.1%, your mortgage payment will be that. So with that being said, instead of buying something for $500,000, because you can afford certain amount of money a month for that mortgage payment, you can now buy a house for $600,000, $700,000, easily paying the same thing that you had projected. So now on the other side, we have many people buying just because what I just explained. And the sellers are kind of nervous. They don't want to go through what the buyers are going through. So they just rather say, okay, what if I want to go and buy a house and I don't find a place to go? Or if I am in a situation where it's multiple offers and I sell my house, and what am I going to do? Am I going to rent? Where am I going to go? The scarcity of the market is really high. So if you're the seller, what are you going to do? You should take advantage of this market. People's buying cash, people's buying the houses for more money than the purchase price. So on that side is a good market for you as a seller. You should take advantage of that. So with that explanation, do I think that the market is going to crash in the 2021, 2022? No. Why? I was working as a loan officer when the market crash happened back in 2007, 2008. And that was completely different circumstances. Back in 2004, 5, and 6, they were giving mortgages to people that truly did not qualify for them. Believe me, people was buying houses that they could not afford. Of course, prices were very high and they were giving loans to those people. How? Paying $4,000 for a mortgage for a normal working couple, it was really high for a house, for a $600,000 house. It wasn't feasible at all. And yet those people were getting loans. So yeah, the banks say, oh, I know you guys can pay $4,000 a month. That's a lot of money for a lot of people. So don't worry, you don't have to pay $4,000 on your monthly payments. You just need to pay the interest. So instead of paying those $4,000 mortgages, don't worry about it. Pay the interest and you're only going to pay $2,500 a month. So then you get all excited. This is a beautiful house. The value is extremely good. I'm not gonna pay $4,000, but I'm gonna pay $2,500. That sounded like, oh my God, what an investment. And of course, very excited. They started paying $2,500 every month for their mortgage. But it was a negative amortization loan. So instead of going down, it was going up big time. For the first month, instead of owing the bank $600,000, you were owing the bank $600,000 plus $2,500 a month, plus $2,500 a month. So you see what I'm saying? So one day the bank very gracefully come to you and knock on your door. Hi dear Natalia, I just wanted to let you know that you're no longer allowed to pay your interest only. You're gonna have to start paying your real mortgage payment. You have to start making your real mortgage payment of $4,000. But I forgot to mention that it's not $4,000 anymore. Now is $6,000. At that time is when everything started, because it wasn't only me, it was everyone at the same time. And that's when the world collapsed. So what happened next? People were starting to put their houses on the market. They say, I can't afford $6,000. If before I couldn't pay $4,000, what am I gonna do now? I'm just gonna put the house on the market, thinking that, okay, I need to get rid of my house, I will sell my house and I will call it a day. But prices started to come down. And so for the house that you pay, the mortgage that you had for $600,000, now it was probably $400,000, $500,000. And so you can imagine what happened next. People was overwhelmed. And then knowing that they couldn't sell the house for the price, they started doing the short sale. Then the banks, remember, everybody was in the same situation, and the banks start receiving a lot of short sales requests. So banks didn't have enough staff. They were not prepared for this big boom that they were getting, leaving people with no other option than foreclosure. So in that case, the people that could get that short sale were lucky enough and they couldn't manage or do something different. The people that went into foreclosure, okay, it was a little different, unfortunately, but there was people that said, I can't deal with this. I can get the foreclosure, the short sale. I'm not gonna go into foreclosure, and then you know what? I'm gonna pack my bags and go. I'm gonna go rent and call it a day. So that's what they did. So we end up with a lot of inventory and a lot of distressed homes at the time as well, because people were just living and they were not taking care of their homes, losing 50% of their home value in 2 years. It was just crazy. But think about it. It was it had to happen. It couldn't be any different. So if you think about it, what happened back then is not what's happening right now, right here in our market. Is a totally different scenario. So yes, we have very unforeseen situations right now. We have the pandemic and things like that, but this is not what's happening right now. We have a lot of people willing to buy, and people that can truly buy, that is being approved for the right amount with the right paperwork, going through the process that it is something well done, not like before. People's not paying negative mortgage, I hope. People's doing the right thing, and even though a lot of people's paying cash for their homes. If you're thinking about selling and you feel that you're not going to have a place to go, call your realtor and talk to them, explain the situation. We do have options. You as a seller have options, and then you can take advantage of what's happening right now, because it's a really good time to sell for sure, and for a buyer it's a really good time to buy. Interest at low. I know there's not a lot of inventory, but we will have some inventory sooner or later, or little by little. But listen, it's the right time to do your thing. Please, if you have any questions, just let me know. I will be more than happy to talk to you about anything that you need. And please don't forget to check out this video. It might help you a lot as well. Thank you for being here with me. I hope to see you next week.